So today's Project Soapway winner is one of the coolest people on the planet. That is a fact. She's been super crazy busy launching the business, running the business, making the website awesome. And on top of all of that, she had to refilm some of this for this particular challenge because she had to delete some stuff for space on her camera because she took this trip, which I'm going to tell you more about and why this winner won and all the things in just a minute. But before I do, hello. I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff.
Just like the street lights lit.
How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You're at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for another round of Project Soapway soapy things. And we are finishing up our cosmetics winners. Well, it's the second in the cosmetics winners, but this is what we're doing today and tomorrow. And the first winner that we are going to talk about for our weird stuff in cosmetics, i.e. of the fruit and vegetable variety, is Sunstar Soapery. Sunstar Soapery is really awesome. They won a challenge before doing this amazing lotus swirl that I was just so like gobsmacked about. Like the way that they had cut the bars and how they had made everything work together. I really couldn't wrap my mind around how that process happened. You can definitely go check out their video and listen to me not understand things for a while, but also get good information about them if you would like. But yeah, so cool with her soaping techniques. With the cosmetics, this is, I'm pretty sure, a first win for them, and it is with a carrot infused face cream. Now, initially, she formulated this to do a carrot infused face cleanser, and I thought that's really cool. That's really awesome. When I started listening to her footage, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're going to do a cleanser. I'm here for it. Let's see what you're working with, because she started out with like cocoa butter and carrot oil, and I'm like, what kind of cleanser are we doing? I'm seated, And ultimately, she decided that she was going to do the cream instead because I guess I had said that in the brief. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to go to her video, to her footage. We are going to look at her recipe, all the ingredients that I really appreciate in the recipe, why it ultimately got selected, and, obviously talk about what Sunstar Soapery's been up to in the past however many months or whatever since she won the last one. So let's get to the video and we can do all of those things, there. Okay, it's here. It's Sunstar Soapery. She's using a NutriBullet to juice her carrots, and we are going to be working with a carrot 2 infusion. So she's using actually the pulp for the infusions for the oils, and she will be using some carrot juice in her formulation as well. Now, with this, she is making a face cream, and initially she had said in her footage that she was doing a face wash, a cleanser. And I thought that was interesting because she was starting out with like cocoa butter and sunflower oil and all the jazz. And I'm like, ooh, that's fun. I like it. But apparently I said in the brief, as I said before, that, we had to do a face cream. So that's cool. We're going to check this out and see what we are working with here. Now she's going to infuse her carrots into sunflower, which is totally on brand for Sunstar Soapery. You know what I mean? Because it has it says sun in the thing first, but the little picture on her website, there's sunflowers and stuff. It's amazing. So yes, this order, my goodness, sorry. I'm trying to multitask here and I have my orders up on the website. So let me check out this overall formulation and see what we are working with for Sunstar Soapery while she shows us her process for getting everything ready to go for her infusion. So for her face cream, it's a 70-30 blend. So that means 70% like her waters and or other, enhanced waters, liquids, and 30% oils and butters. And for her waters, she has selected a chamomile hydrosol, which is absolutely delightful. I love that. That's going to be very calming, very soothing to the face. Very, very good, especially during the summertime. It's a very good idea, as well as carrot juice. And in addition to that, she's going to be adding for her actives. So for her cool down phase, she will have glycerin, sea buckthorn extract, lavender essential oil, rosemary essential oil, and of course her preservative. Now, all of these actives are going to be really good in consort with the carrots, right? Because the carrots are going to be really rich in vitamin A. So we have some skin brightening, some cell turnover, some regeneration, some wound healing, all of the things. And so pairing it with lavender, which is also very healing, and also rosemary, which can be a little bit scary for super sensitive skin types because, well, rosemary has, what is it, what's the thing that's in the eucalyptus and the menthol and all of that in it. And so it can be irritating for certain skin types, but she's using it at a very responsible level. And especially when blended in with a water solution. So a lotion solution should be just fine. Now for her oils, for the 30%, she is working with a carrot butter. So an infused cocoa butter. Then I'm going to assume, because she did talk about cocoa in her footage, as well as the carrot oil, which is a sunflower oil infused with carrot, and calendula oil. Now, calendula is going to be really good too for all the brightening and all the calming. And then also we have coconut oil and jojoba. Coconut oil is going to be great to provide some moisture and really help things sort of penetrate deeper faster. So I really love that. And jojoba is really good because it mimics the skin sebum. So that's going to be very nice, creating overall, even though you have that cocoa butter in there, which is comedogenic, right? It has like a rating of like 4. When you're pairing these other oils that are, and these other just actives and everything that have better comedogenic ratings, you're creating a very lovely product that is not going to clog the pores, which is very important when we are dealing with any sort of face cream, obviously. Moisture is not the only thing that you should be looking at, right? If moisture were the only thing that you should be looking at, we would all just slather, insert whatever oil on our face every day and not have to worry about the consequences, like things breaking out and all the jazz. So in addition to the oils, we also have an Olive M1000 in here. And overall, I really like this formulation. Again, 70-30 split. I really like that she's using infusions in so many things. So like every part of this effectively is enhanced. It's not just cocoa butter, it's carrot infused cocoa butter. It's not just sunflower oil, it's carrot infused sunflower oil. Same with the calendula, so on and so forth. So I'm totally here for it. I think that this is a really fun overall face cream, and I'm very excited to see it all in action and show you the finished product. Speaking of finished product, it was kind of a journey for Sunstar to get this footage to us because they ended up having to delete this from their camera, from their device, because they went on a missionary trip to the Dominican Republic and had to make room for all the memories and stuff that they were doing there, which is totally the accurate and best thing, to do. I completely understand that. But she was a champ and she came and remade stuff for us, so we know what we're working with. And I love that for us, so thank you. Very cool that you got to go on a trip as well. So I guess Sunstar, when they went out on their trip to the Dominican Republic, they decided that for their next trip down doing the missionary work, she wants to figure out some way to teach the locals there how to make soap. And not only how to make soap, but how to make it and turn that into, a profitable business. And I think that is a great and awesome way to spend your missionary work time. I don't super know exactly what it is that missionary work like entails. But that's like helping them with like a skill that can survive past your visit or whatever. I think that's lovely. It's very useful. And I like, useful things in the world. So I wish you all the best with that. That is absolutely, that I think it's fun. And as far as her business, what's going on with that right now? Let's check out the website. Now, I do know that because it's summertime and she has her kiddos home and everything's crazy, that she's not going to be doing any events until later on in the summer, getting closer to the school year. I think because she had all her events and stuff on her site, right? Which I thought was a really cool thing the last time she won a challenge. Let's see, we can double check. Yeah, totally. And so not closer to the school year. So she's not doing a lot of events and booths and everything this summer. She's just focusing on the main part of the business and obviously spending time with the kiddos because it's summertime and you should do that. Somebody should tell my kiddos that because I haven't seen them all day. I don't even know where they are. Seriously, they might still be sleeping. Okay, now that all of her infusions are done, it is time to start her emulsion. And so again, this is mostly water. So we have oil in water emulsion for all of this. So one of the biggest things you're going to want to do with any oil in water emulsion is make sure that you have the right preservative. I mean, make sure that you have the right preservative 100% of the time. Just full stop, you know? I love how she just keeps waving at the camera. It's delightful. And so, in addition to her water stage, when she heats everything up, she'll then add her oils and hit her emulsion. And then once it cools down a little bit, she will be putting in all of her actives. And I kept in her active, weighing out her essential oils and everything, that footage, because she has the cutest little teeny tiny itty bitty baby uh, scale. It's adorable. It's a little pocket scale. I love everything about it. It's so awesome. I love everything about Sunstar. I'm looking at their website right now and I'm actually feeling kind of overwhelmed because the last time I was here, I swear there were not this many products on. There's so many products, buddy. This is wild. So the Capulet and the Montague bars, they still exist here from the Romeo and Juliet line, which is so fun. And then we have uh Lancelot of Duloc. I love that. I don't know if I saw this before. I don't know if I saw this before, but I'm getting so happy just looking at this. It's like the orange and white striped, like on an angle, so angled layers. Very, very cute. And it's themed after, obviously, Labyrinth. So that's cool. I love a good theme. I love that Sunstar also loves a good theme because, I think it's a really fun way to do your business, in all honesty. Like everybody can make a lavender soap. You know what I mean? But not everybody can take that lavender soap, make it, fun and themed within a cool fandom that you really, really enjoy, or, a book series, or, the seasons, or whatever. You get it. And those that can and really drive that home, not only through the creation of the bar itself, but through the copy on the website and the naming and the scent selection. I mean, that's like mostly all that I showed you in year one. All the crazy things that we do with our themes, because we're always doing themes over here at Soap and Clay. And so I appreciate the ones that do that as well. For sure, for sure. I also love how she's being so super precise with this. And then eventually she's like, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. It's too much. It's too much muchness. And just starts pouring it in. I approve of that 100%. Now, ultimately, with this particular recipe, what would we be looking for as far as a face cream goes? Well, again, because of the carrots in it, definitely some brightening and some reparative properties, calming properties that are going to come from the chamomile and the calendula and the lavender. And as far as the consistency goes, for using all of them as the emulsifier, right? So all of them, if memory serves, is like an olive based emulsifier, thus the name. And so it has some skin moisturizing properties in addition to being an emulsifier. So I would say that this would be like hydrating. I think this would be a really hydrating soap. But because that cocoa butter is also in it, I think it's going to create a nice barrier and really help push all of the wonderful things into the skin so it will absorb quickly. So I think it'll be hydrating but not greasy, and it will absorb fast enough so you're not having to essentially wipe things off before you put on, your primer or your makeup or whatever. So I really love that. I really love really everything about, well, I already said it. I love everything about Sunstar. Everything about her website is just absolutely delightful. There's an About Us section in here that has a picture of her and her husband. So the Mrs. and Mr. of the Sunstar Soapery, as well as their children, and they're telling their story, like the humans behind the making. And I think that that is a very important thing when you are a small business. What separates us actually from the big corporations? Us, the humanity. You know what I mean? And so, including that and making sure that there's a place on your website so people can get to know you is all the better. And as I said before, she also includes a place where people can go see her in person for her events, which is also a very smart thing. And I love that too. I did kind of get like, I don't know, it was wild. It was so cool. I got really, I don't know, I blushed a little bit when I was checking out her website, and just right there, front and center, is, my screen, my thumbnail of my video from when she won the Lotus, and, my name and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. You guys are wild. You make my brain do. Wow, thank you. That was really fun that she did that. And I think it's a great idea, honestly, having like cross links and backlinks and all the things on your channel. Always a good idea generally, just for the SEO. So Mr. Webman tells me. So doing something like that and linking it to something that still belongs to you, right? It's your product being made, is a great idea, especially for those who maybe don't want to do all the filming or don't want to do the YouTube thing. Because being a YouTuber is a lot different than being, a soap maker, or even a regular, like a social media person that does like pictures in order to promote your business. These are two different things entirely. And so not everybody wants to get in front of a camera or edit all the footage or do all the stuff. And so for these things, yeah, anybody who doesn't like doing it, please link the video. Use it for your things. It helps out with the content on your website, and it makes me cry whenever I'm on your website and I see it. So it's a win-win, really. Do you see what I mean about this little teeny tiny scale, though? It is adorable. I love look at this. This is so cute. It's a little pocket scale. She probably had this out in one of her other videos. I don't know. I've forgotten. One of my biggest benefits in life, really, my biggest superpower is my ability to forget, apparently, because I just get tickled pink no matter how many times I see the same thing, it seems. So, yes, overall, with this particular recipe, you see how very precise she is. She is precise in everything. Watching her footage and watching how methodically and completely she scraped out all of her containers. How, be it from, just the pulp of the carrot to, that's what we're working with. That's what she's making for us. Remember, it's part 2. She had to do it twice. But yeah, be it from the carrots and just like scraping out the pulp from the juicer afterwards, or scraping out the little, remains of whatever's in this beaker here going into the other. She is very, very thorough. And I think that's great. When we go to the pouring of everything to actually, like put them in containers, she gets her scale out again and she's measuring everything. She's weighing everything out. So exactly the right amount is going into every single container. And that's awesome. As far as soap goes, we obviously can't ensure that, right? That every single bar is going to be the exact same weight, because as soaps lose water weight, as the humidity in your room increases, decreases, whatever, you're going to get a soap that you cut the exact same way from the exact same bar or batch, excuse me, and 2 bars will be pretty different in heat, or in weight. This is still kind of at heat, and she is working on cooling it down so she can put in all of her actives and move on from there. So yeah, with cosmetics, it's a great idea for a lot of reasons. One, you obviously never want to shortchange your customers. So I like that she has that care for the end user. But 2, because from a business perspective, it's really helping eliminate, reduce, shrink as much as possible. So you could just kind of eyeball her. I'll show you because it's coming up in just a minute after she does the actives and puts them in and stirs them up. But you could just kind of fill up all of your containers for a 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 10 ounce, whatever, just to the top and go, well, that's the size, so that's what it is. Or you could know what 1 ounce actually looks like within the container by weighing it and perhaps get another 1 or 2, units out of the recipe. So I think that is a great idea too. Let's go watch this in action for the making.
I see danger in your
For the making, I meant for the putting in the packaging. So this right here, I wanted to leave this in too, A, because she brought the baby scale out again, and I love it. But two, because she's doing a pH test. And first up, I like that she is doing this right now at this stage. The actual solution is still warm enough that she could add something to it without having to reheat very easily to adjust the pH if it's a little bit too acidic, a little bit too basic, etc., and so forth. So I do love that. Two, I really do like that she's putting that thought into it right now just to give her sort of a sanity check as to what it's going to continue to do. Now, remember, with cosmetics, there's no saponification, so the pH is not going to change after this is complete. So it is a good idea to do, this. As far as using the pH strips, yeah, sure. I mean, I would recommend for somebody who is so precise that you could maybe invest in one of the actual pH readers and get a more accurate measurement. That said, I have like 4 different pH meters, different types of ways of measuring pH, and I always usually end up just going to the strips anyway, because they're right there and they're easy. You know what I mean? So with this, I think it's a really good idea that she did this. For the pH in cosmetics, it's a bit of a debate, and by a bit of a debate, I mean a never-ending debate as to what the pH should be for skin. Some people say, neutral. Some people say acidic. Some people even say slightly alkaline. And I guess it ultimately depends on what it is you're wanting your product to do and what kind of skin concerns you have. Now, remember, our pH of our skin should be disrupted every once in a while. That's when you can get good changes. I mean, that's why we put acids on our skin for chemical peels and then follow it up with the water to like neutralize it and stop the actual penetrating of the layers. And so it's a good idea to do that to your skin. But if your skin cannot recover as it should, then it can be kind of a bad, it can suck essentially. And so measuring the pH with all of this is a very important thing to do and make sure that everything is going to be, well, essentially what you purport it to be. If you're not purporting it to be something that's going to exfoliate you and slough off, outer layers of your skin, then you don't want it to be super acidic and you will have to adjust that pH, which you can do so very simply with an easy, weak acid or a weak base, depending on where you need to put it. That is gorgeous. I love the texture of that. Hold on, I want to show you something cool. So I have no idea if this is actually going to focus on the thing in my hand or if it's just going to be blown out like crazy. But, assuming I got a picture of this in somewhere, she sent me the lotus with the two soaps. And it's so cute. It's actually amazing. Beautiful, beautiful soaps. I'm really, really excited about this. I actually, as I was saying in the video, just kind of oohing and awing because I'm in her batch O soap, from the big bin of Sunstar soap that I use in the house or whatever. And I pulled out a soap. I didn't know it was hers. It was so lovely, so beautiful, had such an amazing lather that I took a picture of it while I was in the shower and just like posted on Discord. Like a completely normal thing. Like, whose is this? Because it's great. And then I'm using another one that I just opened up today, just on my face, and the lather on it, buddy, it was amazing. I was obsessed. That whole washing my face for 3 full minutes or whatever did not feel like a chore at that exact moment. So her soaps are epic for sure. This particular face cream, I'm going to assume is equally epic because the ingredients list is great. The consistency of it across the board, wonderful. She was very thoughtful in everything that she decided to put in, especially with the essential oil blends and all the jazz. And so it looks delightful. So everybody, obviously, go congratulate Sunstar Soapery in the chat, in the comments, in her life, on all of her socials. Go do all the things, tell her what an awesome job she did, because she did an amazing job, and I'm super proud of her. Erin, thank you for being a Sudser, for being part of the Sudser family. It was so cool to like get on your website and see like you had a little thing that said you're a winner of Project Soapway and your video link to the soap you sent me? To the winning soap? Plural, because there's two. You know? Thank you so much. That was so cool. You guys do crazy things to my brain in the best way. And so I really appreciate you, all of you. I am out of here for today. Everybody, again, go give Sunstar a wonderful, wonderful big congratulations, a huge Sudser hug, all of the things. We'll be back tomorrow for our third and final winner for the Project Soapway. Cat 100% just came through and knocked my cords over, and so I'm hoping we're back. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow for the third and final winner in the Project Soapway weird stuff of the fruit and vegetables variety that we put in cosmetics round of soapy cosmetic fun. Bye.